All right. Well, there was enough of that. Yesterday I said I'm going to go to the store and buy some shit and I'm going to eat it. And I couldn't count one to the next. I had hot flashes literally from the time I laid down until the time I got up. I mean, back to 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 sweated the entire night. Flipped around the entire night. Let me tell you what I ate. Everybody. Instead of the usual thing that I ate, which would be tenderloin with some butter, I had ground beef, which probably was fine. I had corn chips, tortilla chips, lettuce. I made salsa or pico de gallo myself with tomatoes, onions, a sweet pepper. I bought fresh cilantro. I put garlic in it. I had some shredded cheese, sour cream. I guess that was it. And I had some yogurt, plain yogurt with a little bit of lime juice and a little teeny bit of agave to sweeten it, and some collagen powder. That's what I had for dinner. I went to bed like 3 hours later, and like I said, hot flash, one after the other, for like 9 hours. So this morning I get up and I decide I'm going to listen to Sheena read the introduction to Joe Dispenza's book. I didn't know what it was. I saw it yesterday go by, and it was a lengthy video to me. Like, well, because it got linear. I can't just sit there. I want to listen to her when I listen. So I got up early this morning. So I'm listening to this morning, and I'm like, well, here we go again. I am consistently running into this message everywhere I go, to the point where it's in many different ways, until it's like, well. And the fact that I experienced it already, the beginning of this exact experience, without really knowing or having been educated about it, and the experiences that I'm talking about, the experience is the mind reconnecting to the body. Like when we were kids, we were little, and we knew what our body was like, we knew what we felt like on the inside, we just knew how we felt everything, we just feel, and we just know, and the yoga positions and the breathing. Like just doing the yoga, just being alone on that mat, and listening to sweet Cassandra saying, feel your breath, expand your body, feel your body. Where are you? Can you feel the floor? Like what? I actually was moving over a 3-month period where I was doing this earlier this year, was moving into the very thing that Dispenza talks about without knowing it. And then when I started to go to physical therapy, all my yoga fell off because I got so busy weight training and trying to build muscle and all. I was just like, wait a minute, I'll do the yoga in a minute. I'll do it tomorrow. And I moved away, and the mental went right back to the usual programming. And I'm like, So I looked at a very small amount of Joe Dispenza this morning, just shorts, and I went, And this is where also my old therapist, Dave, is moving towards this. We're all coming towards this from a different angle. Dave is like, Karen, man, you gotta look into forward-facing trauma recovery or something. And I'm just like, and it's like, it's a technique. And everyone that is getting any success with this is doing the same thing with it, but to varying degrees of success, because, it depends on how much you believe and that this is going to do this, And I kept thinking about Sarah. I'm laying in the bed last night. I'm thinking Sarah's in the UK, and she's just thinking, I'll see Karen by next week. She'll be back, I'm going, yeah, I know, Sarah, right? The false beliefs that are in us, or the false, I don't know what it is. It's false beliefs that you can't do it, Karen. But Joe can do it, but you can't do it. Sarah in the UK can do it, but you'll never do it because you're a loser, you're a quitter, and this is my parents who adopted me telling me, you never stick with anything, you're such a quitter, blah, 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 blah. And I'm thinking, but isn't it good to quit things that aren't good for you? I mean, no, you got to commit and stay with it forever until you die. Like, whoa, be a man of your word. It's like, look, things change. I mean, we're lied to. Everywhere we go, we lie to ourselves. So when we find out that it was a lie and something else is the truth, we must change direction. Who gives a shit if you're called a quitter? You're just a quitter. Yeah, I'm a quitter of ridiculous false beliefs about myself that are leading to my detriment, ill health, and early death. I mean, okay, I'm going to quit that shit. So, starting this morning, I'm getting ready to do some yoga. And then after that, I'm going to sit and I'm going to do my 15-minute. I swear I'm going to try anyway. My goal is to 15 minutes 3 times a day do just what Joe Dispenza said, sit in gratitude and feel these feelings even if they don't feel real. So I'm going to do that in a few minutes. This is it. I mean, if everybody wants to be, oh no, Karen, blah, 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 it's demonic, blah, blah, blah. That's what the church tried to tell me years ago. It's demonic. If you're calling on anything but the power of this particular religious figure in a particular way, then it's Satan and fuck you. Meanwhile, if you would look at the cross-section of the church, get on into the church buildings and look at the sickly, miserable people dragging their colostomy bags in, rolling in with their wheelchairs, absolutely sick. The sickest population I know of is the church, physically ill. And get back to me on how healing their restrictive cult figure following bullshit is. All right, y'all. We must drop these false beliefs or we will not get anywhere. You can watch me zigzag through if you want to. I'll be watching myself zigzag through this as long as it takes. I may fall off of this rail another 1,000 times, or maybe I won't. But I'm going to get back up on it every time. I don't care how many times I fall, because you're a loser, Karen. You're just going to keep on failing. Okie doke. And I'm going to keep on getting back on that fucking horse until I don't breathe anymore. So, go ahead. Laugh. Kick me around, the narcs. Go for it. Because while you're doing your thing, and I'll be doing mine. All right. At least you got me on board. Everybody's there thinking about Joe. Joe Dispenza, Karen. I know got Sarah in the UK going, just Daddy, look at Joe Dispenza. I mean, you never even said it to me directly. You just mentioned it off in your videos. And Lise, I know you're a Joe Dispenza in all day. But I think you and I both figured out that we've got some deep-rooted false beliefs that we're not even aware are running in the background, but you and I are we're getting in there. We're getting closer. And now we got Lil. We're like, wait a minute. Lil, the posture lady. I showed her a clip of yours, and she was like, oh, cool, great. I said, I wanted you to know who was on board, Lil. That gave me the distance Reiki, and she's like, that stuff's really powerful. This is amazing. I'm like, I told you. So here we go. Here we go with the Joe Dispenza. Yeah, we can't elevate this guy. Can't put him on a pedestal. We can't. We can just say, so cool that he got smashed by an SUV because some stupid cop waved him through an intersection. Way to go, cop. Anyway, I wonder if the cop that waved him through the intersection is now, a student of Joe Dispenza's program and worked his way out of that guilt he must have felt for waving him through the intersection. Anyway, God bless us all, everyone. Who's God? He's running through all of us. He, it, her, she, the entire, it's running in through. I don't know. So, it's running through those of us who are connected by the love thing, that we know it. I don't know who these other creatures are, but I don't care who they are. We must defeat them. And it starts in here. We must defeat them with our minds. Oh! I wish us all the best of luck.